Let's talk about men, women, and masculinity. Something we'll probably do a lot on this channel, on Deconstructing Patriarchy over on YouTube as well. I have a couple invitations for you after this, so stick with me. I just want to make sure that I get this out there first. This weekend, for some reason, I joined Matt Walsh. If you don't know who Matt Walsh is, he is a very conservative, evangelical, mega man, whatever you want to call him. He is the bro, just all the type of man that we are trying to get away from as women. I met him several years ago based on a recommendation, just totally forgot that he was part of my Facebook. It shows up at like the top on Saturday with this post. So I just have to read this post to you and then break it down a little bit. And it's just gotten me thinking a lot. So today on our live at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time over on YouTube, we're going to actually dive into what's called fragile masculinity. I found an episode by Andrew Conan or something like that. And we'll dive into that episode live, doing a little bit of a reaction to fragile masculinity, because this is just coming up everywhere now. I don't believe in the universe, but serendipity, it is there. So let me read this to you. So this is from February 22nd over on Matt Walsh on Facebook. He said, to recap a recent viral "Am I the A-hole" post, ADA is what they call it for short. A dad plans a guy's trip with his sons and nephew, and his wife flips out, manipulating the situation by withholding money and fueling their daughter's resentment. As usual, the feminists on X are outraged, claiming the dad has irreparably damaged his relationship with his daughter. But in reality, this is just another example of why so many marriages fail. Put it all on the women. Wives who refuse to be on their husband's side, who undermine them in front of their children, and who see every situation as a battle for control. A healthy marriage requires unity, especially in front of the kids. We're going to talk about that. The wife should have had a private conversation with her husband if she disagreed, but instead she turned their daughter against him. An 11-year-old getting upset about missing out is normal, but stewing in resentment for weeks, that doesn't happen unless someone, her mother, is feeding it. A wife's job is to support her husband and teach their kids to respect him, not use their emotion as a weapon against him. And let's not forget the bigger issue. Men need time with just other men. So this is a bigger issue than marital cohesiveness. Okay, that's where men's priorities are. Oh my God, I'm not going to make it under 10 minutes if I keep going. So anyways, a father spending time with his son without his wife or daughter inserting themselves is healthy and necessary. But the wife, like so many modern women, doesn't understand this and doesn't care to. I don't think any woman doesn't understand that, because we get it. Instead, she demands that everything be about her. No, I doubt that. Which is exactly why male spaces are disappearing and why so many men today are starved for real male bonding. No, that's just, oh my gosh. All right, so I'm just gonna read you what I wrote back on my wall, and I put it also on his wall, and I've had almost 100 people calling me Karen, stupid, shut up, sit down, all of the things. And it just proves my point that these people actually don't take a moment to do the emotional intelligence here. So this is what I wrote back to him. I said, Matt Walsh, are we flies on the wall and know all that went down, even if it is the wife that said that, she's the one that posted this? No, a wife's place is to have an equal voice in the marriage. You cannot tell everyone there is a need for unity in the marriage, and then in the next breath tell the woman to take her man, because it is for respect, into a private room where he can basically tell her what that unity is. Healthy disagreement in front of kids shows them that disagreements are part of life and shows them how to move through it. Don't use this situation to preach the old notion hiding in plain sight. Women, shut down. That's supposed to be shut up, sit down, and support the man. I wrote that wrong. A wife's job is to support her husband and teach her kids to respect him, not use their emotions as a weapon against him. Emotions are not a weapon. They're always valid and yes, need to be worked through in a healthy way. I absolutely agree. Boys need time with healthy grown men, and same for girls. But a healthy grown man means he knows how to healthily handle emotions from his wife and daughter in full transparency. It means negotiations and listening, not bulldozing with your will. It means not having to do it behind a closed door and then expecting his wife to handle their daughter's disappointment. See that? Emotional labor on the woman. He creates the situation and then she's got to go clean it up and make him look great. That is a grown man job. A healthy father will talk with his daughter about her emotions of feeling left out, of helping her manage the disappointment and not tell her he is just being manipulated by the emotions. See the difference, y'all? If he cannot do it, then he ain't a man. He is a child. He is a child whining in a male adult body. This is too much for me. I don't know how to handle it. I don't know how to handle the fact that I created a situation without first explaining it to my daughter that this is a need. If he expected his wife to do that, then he ain't a man. He's a child. If he cannot also tell his daughter when they get to have father-daughter time, because don't daughters also need their father time, then he ain't a man. He is a child. If he cannot handle emotion and conflict in the moment, he is a child, not a man. Hiding a woman's voice in front of her kids does neither of the kids nor the husband any good. Just because women have now found their voices and using it in front of kids does not mean we don't respect men or are teaching kids to disrespect men. You are not the victim of equality. I know it might seem like it, but you're not. But that is just because you are no longer getting your way. We are asking you, maybe not in so nice of ways, because we are tired of not being heard. Grow up. Learn how to handle conflict in a healthy manner and show your kids that. So I will say it to you, Matt Walsh, please grow up. Stop demanding women to do the emotional labor for men. We are not responsible for caring for your ego that can stand in front of a nation and lead it, and yet not stand in front of your family and care for it emotionally. If you cannot handle a bit of disagreement and criticism, go to therapy and learn why. That is what women have done for decades now. Do not expect women to keep doing this work for you. If you do, then yeah, stay single. Don't get married and raise another generation of emotionally weak kids that only cater to men and their fragile egos. The only reason they are fragile is because culture has catered to you for far too long. A fragile male ego does not make him a man. It makes him a child who needs a mom, not a wife. Learn the difference. Men that are really adult body, emotionally stunted children have refused to grow up for 6,000 years. Women are done doing the emotional labor for children. That should be men by now. This is why you are getting pushback. That is why you are feeling disrespected, because you first disrespected your own responsibility to do your work and to emotionally grow up. This is why men are failing at leading our world, our communities, and our families, and why women are absolutely exhausted. Do not have any form of unity or partnership. We have been quietly carrying this world along without asking for anything but respect for ourselves. You did not give it to us when it was our due. We are done. Either grow up or move over, but don't try to insist you are the ones to be respected when you are acting like children. Children deserve more respect since they are children just learning. So you get what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me I have to take you behind a door because you can't handle a little disagreement. That doesn't make you a man that deserves respect. That makes you immature and unable to handle emotion. Join me over on YouTube. Join me and Paige over on YouTube today. We're going to talk live about fragile male egos, about fragile masculinity, and get into this conversation a lot deeper. I have so much more to say, so stay tuned. If you want to know how I'm getting so good at seeing all of this stuff, then you definitely want to join our playlist over on YouTube at Deconstructing Patriarchy that talks about how to build a foundation to deconstruct this stuff. Because I am in here working with this material over and over and over again and listening to my own education on this, it's becoming super simple to see this in the moment. Also hit that playlist when you go over to subscribe on YouTube. Bye.